And I don't know, do you have like any advice, on how to improve your English,
I don't know because I'm still trying.
Okay, if you want to improve the way you feel by being English, then you have to have complete and utter disdain for culture.
And I didn't get a UK boyfriend, so it's even harder for me.
My name is Arno from France, and in today's video I'm going to be asking British and foreigners if it's necessary to have a good level of English in order to live in the UK. If there is like any downside, how can you improve your English? So hopefully you will enjoy the content. If you do, I really appreciate if you can like the video, also subscribe, because it helps me a lot to keep on going with the videos. And also my Instagram, just right here, I'm showing my daily life in Sheffield and the UK, so you can also check that too. Let's go, let's do it. Can you introduce yourself, where are you from and what's your background?
My name is Despina, I'm from Cyprus and I'm a chiropractor.
Why you come in the UK, basically?
I did my degree here and then I just stayed to work.
If it's necessary to have a perfect level of English to live in the UK, So what do you think about that?
It depends. Okay. It depends if you kind of want to work here. It's important, I think, but it's not necessary. Because it depends. I mean, I hang out with a lot of people that are not from UK, so I don't really need the English. But then for work, you kind of do. But it depends. If you work from home, you don't have to. If you're a student, you can just do everything online. So again, you don't need to. So it's important, but it's not necessary.
And when you are learning that language yourself, did you have any difficulties when you are learning English yourself?
Oh, I hated it.
Really?
I'm not good at. Yeah, it was. I just didn't like it, but I kind of had to, so yeah.
Okay, you still have some talents, right?
Thanks.
Do you think it's necessary to have a perfect English level to live in the UK?
No, definitely not. I think as British people, we often go abroad and we expect people abroad to understand English and speak English. So it should be the same if people come here. They shouldn't be expected to speak the language perfectly. I think if you can try and get by with a little bit of the language, then that's great. But yeah, you shouldn't be expected to speak it perfectly.
All right. So if your English is not the best of the best, you think you can still get a job in the UK?
Yeah, I think if you're willing to try and learn the language, especially as well, I don't think you necessarily need to know it straight away. I think if you know some, it'll probably help, but yeah.
all right. And there are a lot of foreigners watching the channel. Do you have some advice, for them on how to improve English, or maybe something they should do or should practice?
It's a good question. I don't. I've heard that people, when they come here, they suddenly, if they don't speak English, they pick it up quite quick because you have no option, I guess, because a lot of English people don't speak many other languages. So yeah, I guess just get involved, talk to people, and hopefully you pick it up.
Do you need a perfect English in order to live in the UK,
No, not at all. You need you need a working knowledge to get your point across, but it's a very cosmopolitan country, and most people will give you a chance to get your point across.
All right. So, for example, if your English is not the best of the best, you can still get a job in the UK,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the better your English, the more easy it's going to be for you. Yeah. But I come across lots of people in all walks of life with different degrees of English, many from all around the world.
So first of all, maybe can you introduce yourself, where are you from and what's your background?
Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm from Hong Kong.
If you need a perfect English in order to live in the UK, so what's your thoughts about that?
I don't think you need perfect English to live in the UK. I think as long as you can communicate, it's fine.
Yeah.
But honestly, I do think it helps having perfect English, just because you might get discriminated if you don't have that perfect English.
All right.
So yeah.
And have you ever had any bad experiences yourself, while trying to learn English,
No, not really. No, not really, because I've been speaking pretty fluently since I was a little girl, so it wasn't a huge deal for me, but I understand other people might have struggles with doing so.
Okay.
So yeah.
And how did you learn English? How did you learn English yourself?
I watched a lot of TV. Honestly, I watched a lot of American TV, watched a lot of Friends, a lot of Seinfeld, a lot of just a lot of American TV shows, and you just begin to pick up the accent from there. Honestly, just practice a lot. Just talk with your friends. I know it's it's very basically a default to speak in your mother language or your mother tongue. But honestly, if you just just speak with your friends, feel more comfortable about it, don't feel so self-conscious about it. I think that's definitely a good room for improvement. So yeah.
If it's necessary to have like a perfect level of English to live in the UK.
Oh, no way. No way. It's like, you've got to think, like, depending where you go in the UK, everyone has like a different way of speaking. So you don't have to be perfect in your pronunciation of things.
Alright.
You've just got to do your best and it'll work out. Like, most people will understand what you're coming from, or even if you chuck like your own language in there, like they'll probably be like, oh, it's related to context, right? So I don't think you need a perfect English. Like, I don't speak perfect English, as you can tell. So yeah, I don't think you need a perfect English at all. You just got to do your best and try your best.
If your English is not the best of the best,
Yeah.
do you think you can still like get a job in the UK?
100%. Like, again, if you go to places like London, you'll have a lot of like exchange students that will do like your cafe, your bar jobs, and as long as you can get by on the basics, then you should be grand. Shouldn't be an issue.
When you are studying English, people should keep in mind something, you know, when they are studying that language, they should keep in mind something, you know?
Probably the thing I would say to keep in mind is it is always changing. Yeah. So again, like, depending on where you are in the UK, they will say things differently to how someone else might say it. So it's always going to change no matter where you go. Like, one would be, someone down south might say bath. I say bath. So it's the accent that changes it. It's not how it's spelt or anything like that, but it's just how it changes. So you might hear someone say it one way and then you hear it again, you're just like, is that the same thing? It is, but it's just the way they say it. So yeah, it just changes wherever you are. That's it.
All right. And where are you from yourself?
I'm from Sheffield, born and bred. I'm from Barnsley. Yeah. I've lived here all my life. I love it. It's great.
So first of all, can you maybe like introduce yourself? Like, where are you from and what's your background?
Yeah, I'm from China, and I studied in Japanese and also business.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I doing my master here in Sheffield University.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just finished my master years and trying to find a job here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you can speak Chinese fluently, Japanese fluently.
And not that fluently, I think, because it's been a long time I didn't use the language.
Do you need a perfect English to live in the UK?
Yeah, I think if you like have a lot of money, you just like enjoy your life here. It's not necessary. But if you want to like normal people living here and find a job and have a family, then you need to be fluent.
And yourself, you think you'll stay in the UK for the rest of your life?
I don't know. I'm not sure because it's not easy to stay here, and I didn't get a UK boyfriend, so it's even harder for me.
Ah, but well, yes, you can announce yourself. So you are single. Yes, you are single.
No, I'm not. And maybe you will be single after.
And do you have like any advice, for those people who want to improve their English? They have to do something particular.
Okay, if you want to improve the way you feel by being English, then you have to have complete and utter disdain for culture.
Okay.
You have essentially to take on the characteristics of a complete moron. If you want to improve your language, then you just need to speak the language with people.
Yeah.
So
native? Well, like with like anybody?
With anybody, I think, because you can no longer say there's a characteristic way of being British.
Oh, really?
I don't feel so.
It has been lost, you think?
It's not been lost, it's never been there. It's a bastard country. We had Normans invading many, many years ago. We've had Saxons here. We've had all kinds of people here. So it's a heterogeneous country.
Okay.
It's a mixture. So there is no really true way of being British. If you said the same thing to the Welsh, they would be able to give you a cultural definition of what it is to be Welsh, but they have their own language and their own history.
Do you think in the UK, if your English is not the best of the best, do you think you still have a chance to get a job in the UK?
God, yes. Yes. If you can code, if you can write computer programs, if you can, understand modern technology, then you can make a very good living.
Wow.
I have to also say that I wasn't born in this country either.
Oh, really? What's
So
your
I've
background?
lived here a very long time. My mother was Dutch and my father was English.
Okay.
And I was born in Nigeria. So do you know the first thing that anybody said to me when I came here to school? Why aren't you black? That tells you a lot about this.
Oh, thanks. So first of all, maybe can you like introduce yourself? Like, where are you from? You know, and what's your background?
My name is Ingrid, and I came from Philippines.
Do you think it's necessary to have like a perfect English level to live in the UK? What's your experience like?
I don't think you need to have a perfect English as long as you understand it.
Okay.
As long as you understand and you communicate with people, and I think that's the main thing. As you are in this country, you always have chances to level your English level.
Did you come across some difficulties when you're trying to learn the language, or you know?
Sometimes you cannot be you will get misunderstood because of your accent and the way you say it, because they are not familiar of your accent.
Yeah.
So you will get misunderstood, but you have to try find another way to say it that they can understand you.
So first of all, maybe you can like introduce yourself, like where are you from, you know, and why did you come in the UK?
I'm from China, and I just finished my master's study in the UK.
So do you think it's necessary to have like a good level of English to live in the UK, you know?
I assume that I need proficient English to work here, because from my experience of internship, sometimes I still have difficulties in understanding my colleagues because all of them are locals, so they speak native English. So I think I still need to make some improvements to catch up with my colleagues. One reason is the accent, because people across England speak with different accents, and some of them speak with some slangs. So maybe for foreigners, it's still a little difficult for them to understand the language.
You don't encounter any problems, you know, in your daily life?
Yeah, in my daily life, I don't have many difficulties, because nowadays it's a society that people depending on their apps and very high and advanced technology. So generally, people don't need to speak too much in their daily life. I think be confident. Local people don't mind your grammar, your pronunciation, so you just be brave to speak with them. And they can understand you because English is their mother tongue. Even you use the wrong word, they can guess your meaning correctly. So don't be scared to speak up. Just be confident.
Where are you from yourself, you know?
I was born in Sheffield, but my father was Polish.
So you can speak Polish as well?
No. He didn't want us to understand the language, because then he could talk without us understanding what he said.
So do you think it's like necessary to have like a perfect level of English to live in the UK, you know?
No. There's so many different people, different languages. As long as you've got the gist of what you're trying to say, I think most people would understand.
Okay. So it's like, you know, if you want to get a job in the UK, you can still like, you know, get a job, even though your English might be a bit, you know, not like, you know, not in an advanced level.
I think you'll find that some English people don't have a perfect understanding of the English language. So, yeah, no, that's fine.
And I don't know, do you have like any advice, you know, on how to improve your English, you know?
I don't know, because I'm still trying.